Hello everyone and welcome back to Tia's Coloring Chronicles. Anne from It's a Colorful Life did the 7 Deadly Sins of Coloring tag. And she left it open-ended so anybody who has a channel could answer them. But she got the idea from Sabrina Ann, who runs a crafting channel. And she has, I think, changed the questions a little bit to make them more coloring, more appropriate for the coloring community. So I thought we'd go ahead and answer these real quick. So the first one is Pride, the coloring page I'm most proud of. Well, look, what do I have here? Yes, a coloring book that has the picture. There's a few that I'm quite prideful of and really thought I did a really good job of. But the most recent one is her. And she's a gnome, and I just love how she turned out. I didn't put a background on her because, well, you know, I struggle with those backgrounds. But I think she's perfect just the way she is. I did an interesting skin combination. It was a combination of a more standard flesh tone, a terracotta red kind of color, and then a gray, because I wanted her to have almost a human skin tone but just slightly off, and I think it worked really well. So that would be the picture that I am most recently prideful of. The next one is Greed. Oh, and that came from Vintage Classic Coloring Pages. The next question is Greed, collection tool or something on my coloring wish list. I really want to try the Faber-Castell Polychromos, and I've never had one, I've never tried one, but those are definitely what I'm wanting to try. The next is Lust, a coloring product that I want. And that's almost the same question like Anne pointed out, but I'm going to change it up. I would really like to finish my collection of these La Plume 2s. They are double-ended markers. One end's, and then the other end is a fine liner. And I think I have 36 of them now because I've been collecting them in 12 packs whenever I get coupons for Joann's. And I think there's 108 in the collection, and I'd really like the whole collection. But we'll see if that happens. Okay, next one is Wrath. I have a love-hate relationship with alcohol markers. I love alcohol markers. But I can never get my pictures to look as good as Anne's or other people I've seen use alcohol markers. Mine always comes out streaky and doesn't stay in the lines very well. So my love-hate relationship is with alcohol markers. Gluttony. Something I have too much of, but keep buying anyway. I'm going to have to go with Anne's answer on this and say coloring books. Nobody needs 115 coloring books, but that was just last count. I think I've added since then. But I have them, and I'm going to keep buying more. My husband knows this, I know this, and every once in a while I try to put myself on like a coloring book band where I'm like, I'm not going to buy coloring books for a whole month. And I always break it. So I guess if I had a gluttony with anything, it would be coloring books. Envy, a fellow crafter / colorist you envy, and why? I really like how Jennifer Stay's colors. It seems like everything she touches just turns golden. And yeah, so I guess if there was one person that I would envy just for ability, like in a good way, not a bad way, it would be her. She does really remarkable things. And she's at Coloring Bliss. Sloth. Something I'm lazy about when it comes to coloring. Backgrounds. I think I've just given up on them at this point, and I'm just like, It is what it is. Sometimes I'll throw down some soft pastels and see how that turns out. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what? It looks perfect without a background. And then sometimes I ruin a completely good picture by doing horrible things to the background. So we'll see. But if I had to pick what I was lazy about, it's probably backgrounds because they're the hardest for me to do. So that's it. The 7 Deadly Sins of Coloring tag. I'm not going to particularly tag anybody either. I think if you want to do this tag that you should be more than welcome to do it. And if any of my subscribers want to answer the questions below, then I think that would be really interesting to read what you guys say about the 7 Deadly Sins of Coloring. So until we meet again, live well.